The finial is made out of terracotta, just like the rest of the building is. Except for on the first floor that we have granite that is in the front of the station. From basically all the window, all the decoration around the window, and from then on up, all of them are made out of terracotta. And the terracotta is made to look like granite. That's how the architect in the old days tried to save money. So the finial actually is also made out of terracotta, but it was broken probably years ago. So when we inherited the station, it was basically cracked like this down, and only with some little rod, iron rod sticking up. So we were trying to figure out what to do to repair it. And we got approval from the Pioneer Square Preservation Board to replace it with fiberglass instead. And the reason why we chose fiberglass was that it's a lot lighter and it's stronger. It's not susceptible to the weather as the elements as much as terracotta is. So, and it's also placed in a place that is so far that you probably would not be able to tell the difference. And you can imagine, the scaffolding that we have built. I don't know if you have ever watched our phase 1 construction. We had an elaborate scaffold that went all the way up to the top of the finial, so that the craftsman can basically work on rebuilding this. This piece of it, because this piece, the ball part, was also broken. They basically had to pin it back together and then put the fiberglass on top. So that was all done, and I'm very happy that that was done. So hopefully this is a 100-year fix.
This is 6 feet from the platform, sort of?
I think it's 6 feet basically from the tip to about here.
Oh,
Yeah. It's still 200 pounds, even though it's made out of fiberglass.
So the fiberglass is only the very top.
Yes, the fiberglass is. Oh, am I moving something?
no, that's good. He's moving it. He's trying to make it work. Look around
The fiberglass, it is just right here. The rest of it is still terracotta, all pinned back together, because it was all cracked up. It was quite a jigsaw puzzle. So the clock, you saw the clock.
Yes.
The clocks are in great shape today, but they were in very, very poor shape before. They were basically made in Boston, and like I said, 14 feet in diameter, and they were very heavy. And the minute hand is about 6 feet long, and the hour hand is about 4 feet long. And when we inherited it, basically the glass that is on the clock was either a lot of it was cracked, or somebody replaced it with plexiglass or plastic or whatever you can think of to put it together. So we decided that we were trying to actually see if there's a way that we can get enough original pieces to make one clock complete with original glass pieces, but we weren't able to do that. So all the glass, the frosted glass that you see today up at the clock level, they're all new glass. But what we also had done is we had to take everything down to the frame, and basically had to remove all the rust from the frame. We also repainted all of the Roman numerals, and the clock hands also have been repainted. The clock hands actually are made out of wood, and yeah, they are. And it's the clock manufacturer actually is very clever. Also, they basically had put sawtooth on the edge of the clock hand, so that metal sawtooth, so that basically birds cannot stand on them and soil them. So we didn't realize it, because the only reason that we were able to see that was because we had broken panes, and we can stick our camera out and take pictures and see what's going on out there. So we have a lot of very nice pictures of the clock face restoration. We were also very lucky that we had volunteers from the Northwest, the National Chapter of Watch and Clock Collectors. basically called me after we had the press release with the mayor, and they said that they would like to come and volunteer to fix the clock. Because when we got the station, the clock was not working at all, and we were worried that we might have to fly somebody from Europe to come and look at it and try to fix it, because we didn't think that we would have any local people who know how to fix old clocks like this. So there's these two gentlemen who worked on it probably for close to 3 months, and were able to fix it. And I think they both are in their 70s, so you can imagine them walking all the way up and down to try to fit the parts, to carry the old parts home, to get the gears made, and then so that to refit them, to oil the machine to make sure the clock works. So they basically have to fix the clock that is up in the clock room on the 11th floor, and also the IBM clock on the 4th floor, to make sure that the two are communicating with each other. So they did a great job, and we had to stop it briefly because of the phase one construction when we were rebuilding the clock face, but you see nowadays the clock's been working since. And we do have a new person now who's helping us fix it, and it's Vin over there. If you want to raise your hand. He basically carried the tools for the gentleman going up and down, and basically apprenticed for over a year, so now he knows the ins and outs of how to fix that clock. Let me see. Another person, actually, I'm sorry, I had neglected to introduce a couple of my assistants too. Dante Taylor over there, is also very instrumental in helping me to basically do a lot of the communications on the station. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, phase 2 work. So we are done with phase 1, so we are going into phase 2. So Simmons and Frasca architects have been selected as the design, the architect for the project, and Arab is the mechanical, electrical, and structural engineer firm who's collaborating with them to work on this project. And we also selected Selland Construction as the general contractor. The phase 2 construction, the first part of the phase 2 construction is going to be starting in May. And we basically are going to start from the north side of the station down. So the whole Jackson Plaza is going to be removed and rebuilt. And we're turning that space into a pedestrian-friendly space. So now, right now it's just more like a parking lot, but it will be turned into like basically a pedestrian space. The first part of the second phase will probably last for about a year, so we should be done with that one first quarter of next year. So with that in mind, I'm going to have Tim here with Simmons and Frasca, and he's going to be